Hi, I'm Steve Rowe, Executive Director. I'm recording this message to you on Wednesday, April 12th. It will be uploaded and available to you by Thursday. Kim shared with you last week that we took masks off in the health center and in assisted living for the first time since March of 2020, well over 1,000 days ago. It is so nice to be able to see faces of the people who work in our licensed areas. Kim was a little nervous about doing that, but it seems to be going just fine. We continue to have a very small number of independent living residents who are COVID positive, one or two at a time, and we don't have any staff that I'm aware of currently who are out due to COVID. We also, even with taking the masks off in the licensed areas, do not have any positive cases in either assisted living or in the health center. So that's going well. Just a reminder, you can now visit your friends who live in assisted living or the health center without having to screen in and without having to wear a mask. So kind of back to normal for those areas. We're well past the 3-year mark since the beginning of the COVID pandemic, and I've been reflecting on my own personal experiences. In the midst of the pandemic, many of us said that we would never take for granted our pre-COVID lives again. We would do a better job of appreciating the little things and sharing our gratitude. I'm wondering if that's happening for you. For me, it's been easy to kind of get back into a normal routine and sort of forget about what we experienced over the last 3 years. I think it's worth spending a little bit of time reflecting and thinking about and remembering some of those things. So the pandemic began in March of 2020. In that month, there should have been a men's and women's basketball tournament. There wasn't. There was no Final Four. The men's basketball team's season ended before they even got to play their first game at the Big Ten tournament. It was just the plug got pulled and we were finished. Restaurants were closed. In order to stay in business, many restaurants figured out how to do carry-out or delivery very, very quickly. And we continue to see the reminders of our restaurant closures with all of the TV trays that still remain in the hallways here, at least at the main campus, and I think to some extent at East as well. We needed to have a place to put meals when they were delivered to resident apartments. Hair salons were closed. My wife became pretty good at cutting my hair, but I know that she is very, very grateful that she's no longer my barber, and I can resume going back to Hawkeye Barbers for my haircuts. So it's like, yeah. April and I watched all the seasons of the TV series NYPD Blue. I don't remember how many seasons there were, but probably 7 or 8. Just as a way to pass the time when we really couldn't do a whole lot of anything else. We then moved on to Modern Family and watched all the seasons of that show. When I went jogging at Terry Trueblood Park, there were directional signs around the lake there that told you which direction you could go on that particular day. And inevitably, somebody would be going the wrong way, and other people would yell at them that you're going the wrong way. So that was great fun. We didn't have any live programs in the community room for I don't remember how long. And the Oak Notes holiday concert in December of 2020 was virtual. Megan Ross did a phenomenal job of creating a virtual choir by recording each individual and then somehow through the magic of technology kind of layering all those videos on top of each other and creating a virtual choir. And most importantly, we did not have any residents experience COVID through all of 2020 and through almost all of 2021. So the first resident cases that we had were after the holidays in 2021, and we had been fully vaccinated. Most of us had been boosted by that point. And so it's like, while it was still concerning that we had positive COVID cases, it wasn't anywhere near the situation as it would have been had those cases occurred in April or May of 2020, when lots of people everywhere throughout the state of Iowa and throughout the country were dying because they had gotten COVID. So, lots of things about the last 3 years that I'd really like to forget, but I think it's good to occasionally try to remember how it was in 2020 so that we can be grateful for how our lives are now in 2023. So, also want to provide an update on the proposed assisted living building at our East Campus. The last time I recorded, I told you about our rezoning request to the Planning and Zoning Commission. That was one of the hurdles that we needed to clear in order to move forward. Last Wednesday, April 5th, the request passed through Planning and Zoning with a 6-0 vote, and it will be forwarded on now to the City Council. The council will set a public hearing at their meeting on April 18th, which is next week, and it probably will take us toward the end of May before it finally goes through all of the steps with the city council approval process. And by the end of May, hopefully we will know whether the request has been approved or denied. While that rezoning process is happening, we're also trying to figure out the financials for this project, and that is the other major hurdle that we need to clear. So there's the zoning issue, like in city approval, and then the financing issue. And my goal is to have a financial proposal to our board of directors at our May 24th board meeting that makes sense and is a financially viable project. If it is not, and if we can't figure out a way to make it work, we can't do the project. That's really the biggest concern that I have at this point. Is we know that construction costs have increased pretty significantly over the last couple of years. We also know that the interest rate environment that we're living in 2023 is significantly different than it was in the last time we did a financing in 2019. Rates are just much higher. The combination of those two things and the type of project that it is will make this a challenge to figure out how we can finance this project, but that's what we are working on now. And over the next several weeks, we hope to find the solution there and be able to present that at the May board meeting and get approval to move forward with the project. So that's what I know about that project, and we'll continue to keep you updated as there are new developments. I think that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for everything that you have done over the last 3 years to maintain your sanity and be good neighbors to each other. And it's like, let's just be thankful we are here in 2023 and kind of hopefully on the tail end of the pandemic. Take care. We'll talk with you again in a couple weeks.